Hello, beautiful, wonderful people. Hey, how's it all going? Thank you so much for coming and listening and hanging out with us here on the Atomless. This is episode 27. And before we start, we're going to go around. We're going to do a little bit of introductions. And hey, listen, if you've been here for the past little bit, you know that our introductions have spiraled into a weird little podcast all on its own. Today we're going to introduce ourselves, say the things that we are doing, and then we're going to say our favorite song from 2005. And we have all, when everyone opened up or typed into Google 2005 hit songs, everyone was like, "Ooh, fuck," because it's a meaty year. It's a delicious year for it. So, hello, beautiful, wonderful people. Hi, how's it all going? My name is Matthew Egbert, Captain Crail on all things. You can find me here. And what is happening right now? There's lots of VODs of me doing fun, sexy shit. So you can find me a little bit all over the place. If you go onto my Twitter or my Blue Sky, which is Captain Crail on both, you can find the things that I'm in. And it's difficult, right? Because my favorite song is Sugar We're Going Down Swinging is really, really good. However, Best of You by Foo Fighters is one of my favorites, I think. So it might be Best of You. I think I'm gonna go Best of You by Foo Fighters. I think that's a fucking killer song. It's one of my personal favorites.
That's a fair choice.
I had a huge Foo Fighters kick, literally 2 months ago, where I just listened to them constantly, and I haven't heard them since I was a teenager. And I was on a best of early 2000s music playlist at work, and there was just a lot of Foo Fighters on there, and I was like, oh, delicious. So I just listened to their fucking whole back catalogue. Love that shit. And I will throw it up to whoever's ready, whoever thinks they have a hit 2005 hit song.
We're all ready.
Else's though.
What'd you say?
First half of the sentence.
I'm just scared I'm going to take somebody else's.
We're probably all going to take somebody else's.
We're not having dinner here. We can have the same meal.
Go ahead.
I will go. All right. Hello. My name is Momo. You can find me everywhere at Momo_O'Brien. I make content about immersive experiences. And I think that my favorite song from 2005 is Ponder Replay by Rihanna. Fucking banger when it came out, and it could come out today, and I think it would still get me the same level of hype.
One of the OG Rihanna hits.
That woman released 3 albums and became a legend in that time.
Yeah, literally. What song was it?
Ponder Replay.
Ponder Replay. You don't know Ponder Replay?
It was like a TikTok
It was
viral song recently.
Yeah, it was the first big Rihanna hit, if I'm not mistaken.
I must know.
Yeah.
100% know that I know it. Yeah.
I'll play it for you immediately after.
Yeah, cool.
It's a super good dance. Oh, it's a dance bit.
Good.
Oh my god, yeah.
All right. Who's Spider-Man pointing at each other now? Someone's got to go.
I know that we're digital, but I am pointing at you, Norden.
Go.
We can't tell who I'm pointing at.
Pointing at you. The funny thing is, mine was already named, but then discarded. Sugar We're Going Down.
It's so good, though. No, I'm with you.
It's so good. It's so good, and there's a lot of things that happened this year that year. 2005 was the year, for reference, that Destiny's Child announced that they were disbanding, right?
Oh,
and then
wow.
Mariah Carey got the hit song "We Belong Together." "Hollaback Girl" was that year. "Don't You" by the Pussycat Dolls was that year, and that was my backup. It's a bit amazing that to name just one. It's difficult. Also, hi. My actual introduction. My name is Northern League of the Air. I ran into like the song, right? Just like no, I'm raring to go. My name is Northern League of the Air. You can find me at Werewolf Feels all over the interwebs. This includes places like Blue Sky and Instagram and I don't know, Discord. I guess Discord got rid of numbers, so technically yeah. But
don't just an app.
Yeah, don't just.
Which honestly,
send random DMs to people.
I'm the only me that should exist on Discord. You know.
I'm okay. I was okay being Werewolf Feels number 187. You know, it's fine. Now I'm the only one. I feel like an imposter. What about the rest of them? They're equal to me in my heart.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Where can you find me? Don't ask me that question. It's a secret. If you want to find me, you'll find me. Go
Come
looking.
get me.
It's not because I can't think of anything. It's because this is a quest. There's your quest.
Beautiful. Hell yeah, we love a call to action. I love that.
Exactly what that is.
Yeah.
I'll go. There were a lot of great songs this year, including my runner-up is Ordinary People by John Legend. Great fucking kind of slow ballad piano song. Gorgeous. That like made John Legend's whole reputation. And it's well deserved because it's a beautiful fucking song. But my song of the year is Feel Good Inc. by the Gorillaz.
Thank God someone said it.
I was getting a little worried that no one would. But yeah.
That fucking Gorillaz went from underground comic art indie project to certified pop band that people knew about and like got their own MTV Cribs that year, I think too. So
yeah, wow.
So also, hi, I'm Andre. You can find me at Andre Rivera Art when whatever hellscape exists now. I don't care anymore. I'm barely on it. I hate it. You know where you can find me, though? It's my website, andrerivera.art, where you can see my illustration portfolio, all the games I've designed, and all the actual plays that I'm in. And you won't see me here, but I have some very exciting announcement to make, which is that I am the first safety coordinator for Unprepared Casters, another fantastic podcast that you should check out. Great people, Haley and Mills now. Fantastic friends of the show. Go watch it. Listen to it. Support them on Patreon if you can. Also, if you're going to PAX U, I don't know if this will be out by PAX U.
It should.
If you're going to PAX U.
Yeah.
I'm going to PAX U.
I believe almost.
Oh yeah, I think we're all going to PAX U.
Yeah,
we're potentially.
Yeah.
Am I going to PAX U?
No,
we don't know
almost
the
all of us.
answer
I
yet,
would like that.
We would like to. We're trying.
Most of us are going to PAX U. I said almost all of us, to be fair.
Excuse me, Mr. PAX U. If you're listening, my email for business inquiries is momo.o'brien.official@gmail.com. Please cover my travel expenses. I'll do whatever fucking panel you want me to do.
Sir Pax, if we
Sir
could.
Pax.
Sir Pax.
Sir Pax. Well, hello. Hi, I'm Dylan.
Hey.
Or Super Dylan. And you can find me wherever there is an internet, at Super Dylan. I'm on all the places except Mastodon. I'm there, but I'm not there really. No. Don't at me on there. I am, here on the Atomless. It is my favorite. I have a couple of upcoming things, but they're all whatever. You will find me at PAX Unplugged. You will find me at Breakout Con in Toronto. And you will see me on the internet where I will say where else I will be other than that. Otherwise, here I am on my favorite show, The Atomless. 2005 was a year. I and I can't pick a favorite song without saying thank you. Thank you to Mariah Carey. Thank you to Mariah Carey for writing We Belong Together, a song that not only was good, but was easy to learn how to play on the guitar. And the only reason that I made friends in college. Thank you, Mariah. You were a superstar. That song could not have come out at a more opportune time. It was completely right in my vocal range. I was the hit of the blunt rotation. I love you to this day. Thank you.
To
2005
Mariah.
to Mariah Carey.
To Mariah Carey.
Thank you so much.
I don't have a drink.
I also have.
Thank you.
I believe I've had the awful realization that we have done 2005 before, because "Drop It Like It's Hot" is on here by Snoop Dogg, and that was specifically.
Oh, we gotta
Rory's-
redo the intro, I guess.
No.
Wait, no, it was. We didn't do 2000.
We did not do
I
2005.
don't think we did.
2005
I
at
think
all,
it was
'cause
2004.
Otherwise, I'm telling you, like, the Gorillas would have come up.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
no
I don't remember
one
the Gorillas last
looks
time.
at a list with the Gorillas on it, and like they don't come up. They
Yeah.
yeah.
If we have done
Also-
2005 before, the reason why we didn't do it this time, why we did it again this time, is because 2005 was just a great
It's
year
just
for
too,
music.
it's just too good.
If we didn't do 2005 before, then we didn't do 2005 before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Andre, you were saying something.
I also wanted to say my joke answer is "Photographed" by Nickelback.
You
Yeah.
know what? Nickelback is actually not that bad.
They're fine.
It's
fine.
fun.
Put some respect
It's
on those
fun.
Canadian icons' name.
Oh,
Say
okay.
Oh, I don't know where this
Say
nationalism is
We,
coming from.
we don't have a lot of famous bands. You can't do this to us, Andre.
You have plenty of famous people.
No, we do not.
I said bands.
They
We're
really
two
don't.
Canadians,
Andre,
like,
while I
no.
was there, we tried to look up like movies made in Canada. It was
There's a
so
lot
No,
of
no, no.
movies
I'm not
made
gonna
in
hear
Canada,
this. There are
is it?
so many famous Canadian musicians like
Go Google.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare
Bare Naked Ladies,
Bare Naked
Celine
Ladies.
Dion, Neil
I'm
Young,
bands,
Joni
Andre.
Mitchell, Drake,
Bands,
Alanis
bands,
Morissette.
bands.
Shut. Whatever. The individual is worth something in this day and age. Michael Bublé, Avril Lavigne,
Michael
The
Boobs
Weeknd,
is the
Arcade Fire, Shawn Mendes. These
Dion,
are
Michael
all
Bublé.
Cannot
Leonard
say,
Cohen, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Leonard Cohen's Canadian?
Apparently.
Wow, look who knows so
Okay,
much
that's
about their
one I
Canadian
didn't know.
artists.
Look, you can't even say Avril Lavigne because Avril Lavigne and Nickelback, the lead singer of Nickelback, are married. Like,
Are they still married?
I don't know, maybe.
For
I think
real?
maybe
Maybe.
they've gotten a divorce.
Yeah,
All
they-
I know is
they
that
were.
Avril Lavigne is from Napanee, Ontario. And the reason why I know this is because every single person I had ever known from Napanee must tell me.
Yes, sure.
Consistent. Like, I was driving through Napanee the other day, and someone not even from Napanee told me, "Hey, you know Avril Lavigne's from here." I've been told I have to say that, and that's sad.
That's pretty funny.
That's how few celebrities we have from Canada.
Also, update, Avril Lavigne and Chad Kroeger were only married for 2 years between 2013 and 2015.
Wow,
In
I tell
my
you what,
heart,
that was the
they're my one
longest 2
child.
years of my life. I swear to God, they only got divorced recently.
Yeah.
That's mad. You know, of course, honorable mention, Hollaback Girl came out, Mr. Brightside came out, fucking Gold Digger by Kanye West and Jamie Foxx. That's pretty fucking good.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it's killer.
Damn.
It's a great year for music.
That year that we all learned Jamie Foxx had a killer singing voice that
Yeah.
we didn't know about.
Did you see the movie where he played frickin' oh fuck, I almost said
You know what? I can't remember if that came out after or before.
yeah,
but
hold
one
on.
of those things taught us that
I
Jamie
almost
Foxx could sing.
said I almost said Stevie Wonder, I'm going to hell.
No, he
Hold on.
I know the movie you're talking about. I can't remember what it's called.
Ray Charles. It was the same. It was in
What was it
2004.
called?
Oh, 2004.
It's called Ray.
Oh, it was
there you
called
go.
Ray.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that did come out before. All right, never mind.
2005 was a very good year. Sorry.
You go. No, please.
Oh, 2005 was a very good year for music, and also a very bad year for various other things. It's worthwhile to mention that. Good
Yeah.
year for music. But
Oh,
this
for
was also
sure.
the year of,
But all these songs were like written in 2004.
Yeah,
And then released in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, with that, guys want to go to space?
Space.
Cargo space?
Nice.
Space. Want to go to an elevator?
Previously on The Atomless.
Azhaam, he.
Ike. She.
My name is Theriac.
What's up? My name's Skye. Welcome to the Patchwork, my dudes.
You have a lead on where the next crystal is. The planet Nos in the Vanir system.
New Moors did this to me. And I'm just trying to get those years back.
Far, far horizon. A humongous domed structure. There are hundreds, possibly thousands, of skeletons. And as the noise of Thistlebrush and Poncho leave, and your new destination, the stained city of New Moors.
You may have heard of me. My name is Dr. Theriac, the president and co-founder of Wild Times.
Qualify for VIP treatment. Another ship comes in. You recognize this ship as a Heth ship. 4 people exit off. Recognize the figure as General Magnolia Colt. This figure takes off their helmet. You recognize Maliz. The natural light of Nos's sun is extinguished as this elevator descends down into New Moors. Its glass front no longer showing the docking port, but now rocky outcroppings that will be your sliding wallpaper for the next 8 hours. Azhaam, you watch as part of yourself is left behind. Your handprint, of course. Before the darkness fully overtakes you, these artificial lights ding, ding, ding flicker on, and the machines that are scattered around this elevator buzz with life. There is this small moment of kindness as the harshness of this buzz reminds you all of the patchwork. And then a hologram appears in the center of the room. A hologram of an annoyingly beautiful woman. Welcome, all of you, to your new start. Our beautiful city is securely under 2,569 miles of crust, close to the core of Nos itself. This elevator will take approximately 8 hours and 45 minutes to reach the location. This is a long wait, so Freya Incorporated has kindly supplied you with hundreds of hours of entertainment and amenities. We are so very excited to have you join our citywide family. See you then. This beautiful human woman flickers and disappears. The machines around the room are televisions, there's radios, there's books and literature. There are small holodecks where you can play small games with one another. You all stand. Scrap, Flair, Keelan, and Estrid all stand next to you. What is it that you would like to do?
Long ride.
Did it
Then we
say
go.
8 hours?
Does anybody want to play Ynet?
Sure.
I'm gonna go hook up Ynet.
I don't think there's much else to do for the next.
Anybody bring any smog wine?
I do.
I mean, I got a small flask, but that's not worth much, and it's mine. Thank you. Azhaam, you feel a
little
presence kind of walk up next to you. I haven't seen many other Ifriti around.
Neither have I.
Friend of yours?
More than. Skye, you need help setting that up?
Oh, we're not gonna breeze by that. What do you mean?
I told you all I was almost married before.
Right. I assumed, I guess, that she...
They...
Something...
And... More... He, sometimes. I didn't know what to think. And... I don't know how to process it, so... We're not going to talk about it right now. We're going to wait until... whatever my subconscious needs to do has done what it's...
I'm just gonna boot up our Ynet game and hand the controller to Azhaam.
Thanks.
Everyone, this is Estrid.
We've kind of been introduced, some of us, yeah.
I know, but now it seems like a good time to get to know everybody. We worked for the Baron together. I mean, technically, she worked for me, but whatever.
All right.
Hi, Dread. This is where I'm Ig. And welcome, I guess, to the Patchwork Extended Crew.
Is that what we're calling it now? Extended Crew?
I don't know. I don't know
We
what
need
we're
a
calling
ship
it.
to have a crew.
There's sort of two different ships traveling together right now. So,
Right.
so you, I guess, pick whichever crew you like more.
That's a good question. What do you call yourselves? And I looks at Flair and Keelan. On your ship, do you, what do you call it?
You seemingly break Flair out of a thought loop as they continue to stare at the wall, specifically Azhaam's handprint that was burnt onto the side of it. Oh, I mean, we didn't really have a name. We just kind of went around, even with the Skittermanders, it was just the two of us. Like, the Skittermanders, we kind of joined their ship for a bit and then hopped off. We were never around anyone enough to have a crew name. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was the pair of us. We joined several different crews, but we don't have one for ourselves. Definitely nothing enough to constitute a team name.
Welcome
Okay.
to Patch X, then, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
I like it. Okay. Appreciate it. Patch X. Nice.
In between rounds of wine, Skye is like scribbling furiously on her communicator.
Scott, you seem distracted. If you don't... Yeah, you kind of lost that planet right there. You alright?
What planet? Oh, Wynet, yeah. Yeah, I'll live.
You know, I did mention my big secret, I guess. Not that it's really much of a secret. I don't have many secrets.
So that person that we saw is your ex-fiance?
Not really an ex. More like, on hold, technically speaking, we haven't broken the engagement, I guess. Although they might have, considering I was in prison. It's hard to tell.
Him? The one, the ring.
Yeah.
For.
Maliz was my right-hand man and my partner for... honestly, since we were kids. Not, like, romantically when we were kids. In fact, it took a while before even things got romantic because, well, I didn't really know and they didn't. Apparently, they were showing signals. I was oblivious, supposedly. I trusted them with my life. And I did what I had to do to save him from... well, what I thought I had to do, and turns out... well, worst happened anyway, so what does it matter, right?
I am sorry for your loss, Azhaam.
It's no loss. It'd be
There.
easier if it was a loss. You get to cry over a dead body, you don't get to cry over whatever the hell happened. I still don't know exactly what's going on, to be honest. All I know is that I don't know if I can trust them anymore. And yet, let's face it, there's no such thing as coincidences. After we come down on this bloody long shoot, those old Hefner are going to come down after us. Maybe not for us, but after us. Interaction seems almost inevitable. Why they'd be around with her, I don't know. Skye, you gotta protect your flank. It's looking bad.
Or do I just have a bigger plan in store? Maybe this is a strategy.
You do realize, like, 8 of your planets have willingly joined my alliance. Due to lack of funds, right?
Yeah, yes, realized that long ago. Not just now.
This is beginning to make me feel really bad. There, I'll just skip my turn. And nothing I want to do, right? Just, yep.
Hey.
Sidling up next to Skye. Flare on this, like, almost like driftwood cane that is clearly being fashioned out of something that they found in the just in the town of Neutrino Downs. Hey, I've been trying to figure some stuff out, and Ike showed me how to do this. and then as they whistle, the screen just slightly, and you see like an extra 0 get put onto the top of your funds in Ynet.
Flare,
Yeah. I like
you're
how-
winning some points with me.
Cool.
Can I ask? Does I catch that?
Yeah. I think even if I isn't looking, just how you kind of view the world through these threads that are springing off of everything. This small whistle changes like a thread's color, and it kind of reverberates and almost like a melody hits the screen, and then it switches. There's like the technomancy skill of Flare is increasing.
Okay. She's not gonna do anything. She's just noting it.
She does notice.
Heck, can you take my turn? I want to talk to Scrap for a second.
That was the Theriac, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch the first
Yeah,
part.
the first.
Sorry.
I was
first
starting
bit,
to wonder, yeah.
The first bit. The first bit cut off in your audio.
Yeah,
sure,
Theriac, can you
that's-
take my turn?
That's perfectly all right. Hold on. Oh,
me
these
go up
cities, these colonies are not optimized at all.
Go up to Scrap.
Wandering up to Scrap, you see that he has like removed himself from like the small patches of the group. This elevator is like, it's sizable. It's just like a almost like an apartment room. Several things like lining stuff. So it's just enough space for like there is almost like the Patchwork group. Flare, Keelan is like kind of lounging on his own. Estrid is on the other end of the room, flicking through some books, and Scrap is next to a vending machine, but has like popped the number pad off of it and is like fiddling inside.
Dude, couldn't that get us in like trouble?
Well, no, I'm gonna put it back and it's gonna be fine and no one will notice, but I mean, if we get caught, then yes, I mean, of course it's gonna be. But it's a long fucking journey. I'm not hungry yet, but I imagine I will be, and I kind of want to just, lay out some snacks and things. I feel like it's a little tense at the minute, so people snacking.
Yo, let me
only...
stab at it.
I mean, you can if you want.
Yeah, do you have like a screwdriver or something?
Yeah, they...
Flip it. And then do I have to roll? or
yeah,
something?
sure. Give me a engineering.
Okay.
Engineering check of like 20.
31.
There you go. You, just like fiddling with some wires, managed to get the like admin. I don't know if vending machines have admin things, but you get to like an admin section, and then are able to just like tap in any number you want as the number pad is hanging off, and then the food and drink will just fall down.
Can I whack it like the fawns?
Yeah.
Snacks like pour out.
There's a bunch of stuff. Hey, getting good at that.
I'm gonna tell them. But I don't know if I can do it by myself.
Just like everything.
Yeah. I thought I could move past it, and clearly I can't, and I don't want them to get hurt or in trouble, or even worse, think that I'm lying to them.
I might get pretty upset.
Well, we're on this elevator for 8 hours, so I figure.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Good thing we got snacks. After you.
We, like, pass them out.
Do you want to get people to sit in a circle as we tell them?
I've prepared a slideshow. I thought it might help.
When did you do that?
They have like apps for it. It was like 2 seconds. Drawing is hard, though. I don't think I'm good at it.
Fine, yeah, sure, we'll do a slideshow. Do you want me to announce it?
Who wants snacks?
We got the vending machine open.
Snacks for everybody.
I guess like visibly, just like standing in the most tense way you've ever seen her. Just like, okay, snacks, great, good.
What's happening?
I don't know.
I feel like...
Sorry. I feel like... You know, I'm just gonna... realizing like Theriac was talking to Ike, he just takes 2 steps back and then turns around.
I feel like a lot of things are just like coming out. Is now the time?
It's now the time for what? Dr. Theriac,
Talk about the murders.
Oh my goodness, the murder! I thought that you told everyone.
How did you find it?
What?
Oh, Dr. Theriac. Okay. Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna let everyone know that it's very acoustic in here, so we can hear everything anyone is saying, no matter how it's whispered.
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff in here, but it really doesn't dampen the sound at all. It just kind of bounces around the room.
All right.
I didn't know what you meant, and okay.
Oh. All right. So it seems like we have a lot of things we want to talk about today.
I think I don't need to talk about anything. Skye wanted to...
Point, I would really like you to talk, because I realize we don't actually know that much about you, Ike. Like, in your own time, obviously, like, I don't want to push you or anything, but if somebody asked me like, if I had to fill out a form for you or something...
Don't do that.
I don't think I would, but...
Forms are bad, and... No.
Well, I mean, I don't have any secrets, so I'm gonna go play video games as y'all talk. Is that alright? Do I have to be here?
That sounds like a lie. That sounds like a lie.
Y'all are all clearly having some type of tense discussion that I'm not that invested in, so... of course I got secrets, but I ain't gonna tell none of y'all. I bet you... Yesterday?
Can I do a sense motive check to see how bad these secrets are? Like, are these guilty secrets? Are these like, sometimes I like to go skinny dipping?
I think with the knowledge that Azhaam knows, this is about the Wild Times murders.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Azhaam is fully up to date on that.
About
it's more
Astrid.
about Astrid.
I don't know. I don't remember who else has knowledge of that. I think only Ike and Azhaam know.
Yeah,
Ike and Azhaam, I think. Yeah.
Skye doesn't know. Scrap gave you the vibe that they have an idea, but they don't actually know what's going on, and no one else knows it. You want to do a roll, Azhaam, against Astrid to see if you can sense motive of why she's getting away? Yeah, go for it.
Wow, that's very good for Astrid. Congratulations. It's a 2. But wait, hold on.
Don't you have plus a billion?
Yeah.
I have plus 10, and I have to add my die to this. Hold on. What's my skill expertise die right now? It should be a d6 plus 1. All right. So roll that. So that's a 12 plus 6. because it's 5 + 1, which is 18.
You are so adept at reading people. There is something about her that's just slippy. You just can't get a read on what she's thinking or what she's doing. You're like, you might be rattled from before, not yet settled in.
So what this says to me is that Estrid is as good at like hiding from people as I am good at reading people.
Yeah, she's clearly extremely, which I'll give Azhaam, like, you can tell that she is extremely proficient at hiding secrets, and it's very close to the chest. So you read that she just doesn't want to be involved at the minute, but she's got some stuff in the background.
Estrid, maybe video games could wait, hypothetically, for, I don't know, maybe 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Wow, that's very specific.
That is very specific.
And 1 second off a very cool number. Yeah, I'll sit.
I have a feeling like we're in... Is there a presentation?
Theriac wanted to say something, so Theriac can say something for... I'm gonna eat my chips.
Skye, what do you want to tell us?
It's hard to say. So I made a slideshow. Can I show you guys the slideshow?
You made something?
You
Of
made a
course.
slideshow?
I couldn't figure out how to say it, and I didn't want to leave anything out, and I feel like my heart's falling out my butt. So I
don't think that's supposed to happen.
So
Seems
if you
biologically
made
possible.
something, it's hyperbolic, Doctor. She's made something to show us. Of
All right.
course.
I feel like we've already made this awkward enough for Skye. So let's just be quiet. Skye, hit play when you're ready. Roll ears and eyes and various other senses.
The Oxford database defines the Void as a secret society of criminals. The largest Void training facility is located in a secret basement of Waymorth School for the Young and Gifted. My fellow trainees were mostly teens or young adults who renounced their old names upon entry, but as always, I was special. My first memories are in Waymorth's basement, and I never remember having a name. I assume I was just dumped by someone who didn't want me, and the Void scooped me up. They wanted me when no one else did. On paper, I was 327 Saga, but we got by with Squirt, Pipsqueak, Grunt, that kind of thing. I liked Hive, though. He called me Superstar. When I got a little older, I started sneaking above ground, and the kids my age had a whole new set of names for me. Bottom feeder, lower deck dork, basement weirdo, that kind of thing. That was my first impression of upper deckers, and gotta say, wasn't stoked. Eventually, I started getting sick of it, and some upper decks kids lost a few teeth. It was part of my daily routine. Wake up, train, beat up some dork to take his lunch, and get sent to see school at the office. They gave me the same old speech about how that energy must be channeled into my service, you know, it must be harnessed so I can be a weapon for embassy. And then I'd get sent to detention.
Is it broken?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I am not permitted to speak of detention.
It's a conditioning program. It's basically just there to torture and brainwash us. Most of us only have to go through it 2 to 3 times because we joined older. Skye, when I hacked her chip, said she went through it 657 times.
So that was my life. Beating on snobby upper decks kids and being trained to kick major ass. Then, after years of training, school deemed me ready, I was out on missions at the age of 14. youngest in Void history. And dude, I was so good at being bad. Then I remember my partner Hive slid a photo across the table, and next thing you know, I'm riding a skateboard across the tops of skyscrapers, and BAM! I finally did what I'd been working for all those years, and I got my name! And it was a cool one! And I didn't become just any old hired gun, I was the hired gun. There have been a few Void prodigies, but few have changed the silhouette of an entire city. I even got to meet Embassy once, and he told me he was proud. And I gotta say, after years of the upper decks punching down, it felt pretty good to be punching up. Until I crawled into bed and turned off the lights. Then it felt bad. Like, really bad. I didn't know what it was, but I knew something was wrong. Slowly, I started trying to sneak away. But the Void would come find me. They always told me there was nothing out there for me, and when it turned out they were right, I would just come back. I'd always get sick or hungry or screwed over, and I'd be going back to Waymorths. Well, that's when my partner Hive hooked me up with scrap. They got me off Saga. We saw some truly rad shit, dude. I dyed my hair, bought some clothes, grew a personality. After about a year of peace, I thought maybe the Void wouldn't find me. But then we met you guys. It turns out the new me can't resist entering a Void death race just out of spite. And the old me is... I think the old me just might be me. Anyway, the rest is history.
Okay.
Ta-da!
Hi. Thank you.
Gifted?
Gifted, I don't think is strong enough.
No, I mean like for the school. Like, did they grade you to decide if you were... Did someone come to you?
No, so the school was like literally a front.
Oh.
I didn't actually attend the school. I just
see.
kind of lived in its basement.
Ike, can you do me a society check, please?
Mm-hmm.
You can do it with advantage.
Okay. Nat 20. On the advantage
shit.
die on the second roll.
Quinn has told you a few times, it's just kind of bury mining history, that the reason for these like very well-guarded bridges between the skyscrapers and the business district of the upper decks is because someone broke in a few years ago and killed all of the executives. And it kind of threw all of... it threw Bury Mining into like a really quick like economic downfall before Quinn then stepped up, and Quinn got promoted to that position, him and his little group of friends.
Must have been just a few years ago. Then. Really? And...
Yeah.
The... Skye, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you... faced all that growing up.
Reference as to any other way to grow up, so...
Well, that doesn't mean. That it wasn't fair. And
Oh, life's not.
I know.
Skye, I'm gonna say something very obvious, so maybe you already know it, but I feel like it needs to be said. You know none of this is your fault, right?
No. I don't know that.
Well, we'll work on it, Skye. You are not responsible for how you were raised. As the people who raised you, they're responsible for that. You're not responsible for prioritizing things that the people who raised you, parents or not, family or not, forced you to prioritize. You're responsible for your actions outside of that. You're responsible for yourself now, yeah. But not for what you did then.
Okay, but what if what I did then is who I am now? Good look at make some eye contact with Estrid there.
Skye, I've known you for quite some time, and I can say that you are not a blind mass murder machine. You are an intelligent, capable, and admirable young woman. Yes, you know how to kill. You're surrounded by people who do. I'm afraid in the world we live in, it's unfortunately quite common.
Well, there's actually one more piece to the puzzle that I haven't even told Scrap yet.
Is there another slideshow?
No. Scrap, do you remember, like, shortly after we left Saga, there was, like, that week on the Patchwork where I was, like, really sick, like, up-chucking everywhere and stuff?
Yeah, no, of course.
So, I might have had a bad night and a little bit of smog wine and might have found online some Heth software. Most of it's gone. I have no intention nor desire to be a scourge on humanity again, so got rid of it. Like, it's still in there somewhere, but
What are you saying?
What? I'm confused.
Skye,
What?
are you talking about in the software in your head? Did you upload Heth software to your head?
So you know the thing that they did to Keelan and Flair, where they
You reprogrammed yourself.
You tried to get rid of the bad memories.
not the memories, just I learned a lot at Waymorths, and I just didn't trust myself.
You do realize that there is a method of unlearning that does not require, like, utilizing state police programming. Like, I understand that seems like a very quick and easy method by which to do that, but there is a method that one would be less prone to government spying, but also that you can do that. You are very capable, Skye, of great things. And that history that you've gone through is not... It's informing you of what you don't want to be, right? That's important. And you can use that to unlearn yourself. You don't need the tools of of a militarized police force to be able to do that herself.
What is done is done. That's okay.
Why wasn't it enough?
Skye, you haven't had long enough to try yet. You take what Dr. Theriac is talking about. It's gonna take time. You just spend time unlearning those things and doing different things. Look, you... in your slideshow, you know, you talked about, how you always had to feel like you were punching up at the upper deckers who were bullying you. And you mentioned that you don't really feel like you know me, so Skye, I'm a bit older, so we wouldn't have grown up together no matter where you were, but I did grow up in the lower decks. And I know you know what it's like. It was dark and hard, and everything was always about the next thing. You know, where was the next dinner, and where was the next break, and where we could find those things. And everybody I knew growing up seemed to agree that it was horrible, that it was not the right way to live. And everybody seemed really jealous of the way that they got to live on the upper decks. You know, full of light and food and ease and recreation and rest. And then when I got old enough to do anything, I found out all the ways that you could get there. And most of them, I know you know. Join the Heth, join the lawmen, arrest and beat up your neighbors. That wasn't what I wanted to do. The other option, Void. I didn't know the details. I didn't want that either. So I thought, when Quinn came around, let me bring our wine and our trinkets and our things up to the people who had everything already. I thought it was the most harmless way to get what everybody told me was a better life. But you said it early on after we met. Even the most harmless way to get there, I still wound up there. And apparently still finding a way to be a part of something that hurt people and hurt people down below. You could have tried to do the least harmful thing possible and still cause harm. That's what I did. But we could maybe there's a better way that doesn't involve them at all. Maybe we don't have to be a part of them at all. Either of them. I'm sorry that you didn't know me till now. I wanted to be there for you and protect you, but you're grown. I see that.
So who are your parents?
We didn't hear that.
Nobody.
So who are your parents?
Nobody. According to, according to anyone, I guess. Just folks down in lower decks. Hated it down there all my life. And hated the upper decks, but wanted to go there all the same, which, I used to think was contradictory, but I'm starting to think that the anger and the jealousy make a little more sense. Anyway, they wanted me to have a better life. And I misunderstood. I went and tried to get one, but I didn't realize I should have been trying to get us a better life, not just escaping.
It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, Ike.
Maybe. But then again, I was on my own not too long ago. I'm not anymore. One thing, when we were still back on Saga as a group, I was still too afraid to admit it then, but if we were there now, I think I would have wanted to listen more about Tommy's plan. But the difference, I guess, even just a few months will make.
Anyone else?
What do you mean, anyone else?
Well, we're and stuff.
I'm not a man of many secrets, I think.
I'd like to think of myself in the same way. I don't really have a lot to hide.
Think if I might well, all right. So you remember when we went to Wild Times like a week ago?
A little bit.
That was not a week ago. It wasn't only a week ago, right?
It was a while ago. It feels like a week
I think
ago.
we were in the drift for a few weeks.
Yeah, but like honestly,
Yeah.
even if you take out the drift part, it feels like it was years ago, or months ago. You know what I mean?
Time is an illusion.
This time last
distorted
year or
by-
something, yeah.
by experience and distance and sleep and anyway. Do you remember that a bunch of the board members died?
Let me think. Yeah, I think I can recall something like that happening.
You sound upset. I understand that you're upset.
Huh? Oh no, I'm just saying it's hard to forget.
Yeah, okay. Great. Okay, because I definitely killed them. Yeah.
What?
All of
Well, I didn't personally kill them. I allowed them to die? Is that better?
No.
I didn't
the
think so.
window had
Oh, that guy, I definitely killed. Heliolabor? Yeah, I killed that motherfucker.
Theriac, how could you do that?
Great question. It's a great question, Skye. I don't think that there is an answer that exonerates me in any shape or form.
No, I literally meant how could you do it? Because you came up to like his shins or something, right? Like how did that work exactly? What was your technique?
Mechanically. What
Yeah.
was the
Like did
Oh, you mean in like in the
like
sense of like
physically
physics?
how could you do
Yes.
that? Yeah.
All right. So I was on a table
Okay.
and he mentioned the goddamned emails again,
Oh.
and
Oh my god, the fucking
and then
Oh, wrong move.
emails?
and then I was like, I sent the emails, and then I shoved him out the window.
Oh, you shoved from on top of the table.
I'm on top of it, so I was
Okay,
like
okay,
pushing
okay.
his like center of gravity, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah.
Wow, Doc, I didn't know he had it in you.
I don't.
Well, clearly you do.
No, I mean that was my secret.
We've had this discussion as best as we could. Nothing's changed from that. You and I.
Yes.
You've had discussion?
Kind of.
Yeah. Azhaam was very quick to pick up on what
I know
had
how to
happened.
add.
Like,
Drunk on smog wine.
Azhaam was drunk on smog wine?
I don't
No.
drink.
No.
Sorry. I actually, Momo, what did you say? I thought you said Ig.
I'm so sorry. Is something up with my mic?
Yes.
It's cutting out pretty heavy.
It like cut out really
Weird.
quick. I thought I heard you say, "What about Ig?" But it might not have been what you said.
Oh, sorry about that, everybody.
I thought Momo said how quick. Like,
I
how
did
quick-
say how
Yeah,
quick.
how quick
Okay,
is
I heard
quick.
something. Okay, never mind. Sorry. That's why I said what I said.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what's up.
Don't apologize. You're good.
Yeah, how quick?
Not that quick. It's not like I was told. It's just 2 and 2 make 4. I'm disappointed. I think I made that clear, but what's done is done. It's not like we've not done worse.
And Theriac, I am led to believe that you are now the sole founder, sole board member of Wild Times.
I mean, technically, it's Mr. Wild, right?
There is Mr. Wiles. That's not a correct statement.
Okay.
Mr. Wild, because you said earlier that it's like you assisted. Did Mr. Wild finish the job?
Oh, okay. Okay. So the whole email thing was about like an AI system that was trying to get me out, so that the AI system could like optimize Wild Times. It's very complicated, but basically now the AI is running Wild Times to what I had envisioned originally.
Should we be worried about that? Should we stop it? Should we tell somebody or?
Well, I don't think so. Dr. Theriac, your vision was for Wild Times to be a wildlife conservation
Correct.
effort, right?
And
If that hasn't changed, has that changed?
No, that is what it's returning to, because it had become too commercial, too focused on pleasing stockholders and, you know, incentivizing package plans. It was not the original conceit of Wild Times. Wild Times was intended as a xenoecological educational facility. That is now what it is returning to.
So less amusement park, more zoo.
Yes.
Matt, can I say that Guy like sweeps his way across the floor like to prove Andre's
I-
point like a little bit like
I cannot look at you right now, you little raccoon.
Stops after like half sweeping up some crisps and I'm just a little guy.
I understand you're just a little guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You didn't ask for this life. I understand that.
Sadly walks away.
Okay, Theriac, can you just run me through this one more time?
Okay.
You shoved Hilo Lepore out the window.
Yes.
You then teamed up with the AI, like a computer of Wild Times.
Mhm.
Didn't we see you execute that computer?
Oh, that's right. That was like... It wasn't like a kill switch. It was more of like... It wasn't like shutting down. It was going to sleep.
But you said you were shutting it down.
I did.
I believe, Skye, if I may, that was all a rather elaborate drama made for our benefit, not really a thing that actually happened.
How did that benefit us?
So we wouldn't ask questions, I'm assuming.
Theriac, why didn't you want us to ask questions? Theriac, why didn't you want us to ask questions?
I don't know. I just did it.
It's AI. Was it the voice I heard in my head?
What?
Right after Kilo Lepore fell from the building, I tried to go up and check on you, make sure you were okay, and my board got shut off by something. And if Azhaam hadn't caught me, I probably would have been in a very similar state to Hilo Lepore. And then I heard a voice in my head say, the doctor has to do this. I can turn you off.
That is news to me. I was not responsible for any of those decisions that happened.
Okay, but I do remember asking you about the AI when you shut it off, because we went upstairs and I said there was a voice in my head that said the doctor has to do this. Is this what this is? I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't gonna drop down dead all of a sudden, because something threatened my life in my brain. Okay.
I was very obviously not in the right state of mind to be making well decisions at that point. I made a decision based on paranoia and beliefs that were not true. That telling you the events of what happened would be it was far too soon after Helium for me to want to tell you of that sort of threat to you again.
Does that mean it's still in my brain?
I don't know. I have you heard it since? I think so.
It should be not exactly an AI expert, but should be far out of range. It wouldn't be inside your brain. It wouldn't be able to because all you have is for one chip, you know? It's not enough to hold all of its programming, so it probably, connected to your chip wirelessly, transmitted the things it wanted, and, backed off. You're probably safe.
On well, not unrelated, but semi-related. Skye, I don't know if it's related exactly to this, but you know when you were having those episodes, well, I started practicing. I didn't want to try to do anything to your chip because it is so very near to something precious, your brain. But I've been practicing with my communication to machines. I don't know if I'm ready yet, but I think that at some point, maybe I could alter it so it can't affect you. Whether or not any AI has anything to do with it, but anyway, I don't think I'm ready for it yet, but maybe someday.
I know that in this moment, you probably feel betrayed, and I know that because I felt betrayed too, and what happened to you was far worse. But Theriac was manipulated in a very similar way to, as you know, your slideshow showed. You've been manipulated in a similar way to how Aiga's been manipulated, how Scrap's been manipulated. That's what these systems do. They manipulate people.
I'm not mad, Doc. I'm not upset at you at all. I think you pushing a guy out a window is kind of cool, actually. But yeah, I did think the limit for how many times somebody could threaten my life in front of you all was 1. So we're all just gonna have to live with the consequences of that.
Well,
Who
y'all are more
for
fucked
Wynet?
up than I thought. Yeah. All right.
For a woman, that woman that stood beside Maliz, that Hefner, she's the one that led the raid against my planet, that scoured our surfaces, that I fought against. She's also the person who promised me that if I turned myself in quietly at the end of it all, no harm would come to my loved ones. Considering you spoke of consequences, I should say that I have no idea what consequences she is going to rain down on all of you, and I also fear that I don't know what I'm capable of. Because when I saw her face, I just wanted to burn everything.
Azhaam,
Yeah.
I don't want to pretend like I know what that's like. Because I don't. But I could imagine Seems like you feeling that way is kind of in line with what she's done to the person you love. But maybe that's kind of what's gone on with all of us. On our own, when things that hurt us come for us and we're alone, we do what feels like is the best thing. Maybe we can help keep each other in check if we don't stay alone. No. Dr. Theriac, you locked yourself in that boardroom with them. People who took your ideal and twisted it and tortured animals and created monstrosities and sold them for profits. And Azhaam, you fought for your people. If you were alone in a room with that woman, I wouldn't blame you for anything that happened. And Skye, you were alone on that rooftop, and I was alone all the time. So maybe we don't do these things alone, right? Maybe we don't face any of these things alone, so we don't have to make those decisions, right? Am I right? Azhaam.
What?
Not alone. We go on together, right?
First one of you that murders somebody in cold blood is getting a wet willy.
Okay.
I'm serious. And I won't hold back either. It'll be like, you know, dripping.
What if she takes you all away too?
We are so capable together, Azhaam. If it's alone, then she just takes you too. That's not okay. That's not right. And that's not happening. That's done.
Yeah.
Do better. Okay, we can do better.
Theriac.
Yes.
I think that you might have just made the Skye's planets declare war on me.
What?
Right. Oh, the game. Oh.
Oh.
Bidding.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Saga going to war with...
Me too. No, yeah, me too.
Oh, that...
Is that what our lives have come to? That we are not surprised if we hear that we have started an intergalactic war? God, we're a mess. We're a mess, team.
I did kind of actually start it. More like system-wide war. So, it would not be my first.
It seems justified.
Yeah. I'm not sure the systematic eradication of your entire people is not cause for war.
Yeah,
Of some degree.
you deserve that one.
I mean, to be fair, it was more like a systematic eradication of our way of life and culture. So, you know. It makes it worse, what am I saying?
No, that's I don't know.
Doesn't make it better.
No.
Can't hear you at all. Didn't get a single bit of that. It might be Discord.
Maybe I might have to like check my settings or something. Am I like too loud or too quiet? Is that
You're
why?
perfect sounding. It's just I think it's a noise gate thing because it's
I'm
not.
gonna-
You sound perfect. It's just cutting in.
I'm
and
so
out.
sorry. That's so embarrassing on my part.
That's great.
Okay, maybe that'll help. So, Azhaam,
Yeah.
it was Cert Energy that messed with your planet.
Oh, right. Yes, that's why I pretty much bombed them in like the first 8 rounds of YNAT. It was just like I don't want to deal with it. Next time we make a game, let's like just click a setting doesn't allow them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not sure because they didn't want to like tell me too many details because like I was 14 and they didn't want me to like get too emotional or whatever. But that some of the photos that Hive slid across the desk at me, I think some of them might have been with Cert Energy. So it's like we're partners.
That was Hive's idea too. Yeah. Oh, fist bump. Sure. You do realize I'm running hot right now. I might like scold you.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain.
Sorry.
I was trying to look cool. Is Flair looking?
Is
Not
that
that I
why
care,
they're
but-
merging?
What?
Is that why they're merging?
Who's
Bury Mining. That's who I work for. Bury. They just decided they're gonna merge with something called Cert Energy, and maybe that's why. Did you take
It's like a
out
mega conglomeration.
I don't know. I mean, I don't get
Well,
much
I mean-
company information, but maybe they have to merge because you took out so much of their assets. What?
Isn't your friend the head of that merger?
Well, on Bury's side, yeah. But my friend, the friend that wants me
Your employer?
to turn, and no, I just bring him wine for parties.
Does he pay you to do that?
Yes.
And he's your
That's how
employer.
I mean, more of a contract.
I'm just right. I bring him things, or I used to, but no, he obviously wants to turn me into Void, but he's turning me into Void, yet he's a target for Void? How does that make sense?
Well, do we know he's a target for Void?
If he's part of these companies and Void targets them.
I mean, I never saw his photo. If I did, he'd be dead.
Can I make will this be a culture roll?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do a culture roll. See how much I know. 23.
So, what is it specifically that you're trying to ascertain?
Basically, there are some things that sometimes this guy, the real man behind Azhaam, knows that Azhaam probably shouldn't. Like how, if, for example, you want to merge with another company, one of the things you do is remove some of their assets, usually using separate means so they cannot accuse you of anything. For example, hiring Void to attack certain cert energy folks to make them weaker and thus more eligible for a merger, more needing of a merger and more likely to take a worse deal, for one. So I just want to see if Azhaam could piece that together in the way I just did.
Azhaam can piece that together in the way that you just did.
Well, I think quite simply cert energy was a target of Void because Bury Mining used Void, contracted Void, to target cert. Because that way, instead of taking a massively expensive company and merging with it, they could possibly just buy it out.
That's why Quinn knows Playground. Playground's like high up.
Skye, actually, you don't need to roll for it. Playground is the one that hired you to do the murder.
Playground's the one that hired me to do the murder.
Oh, well, so they were just... That's kind of funny. In, like, the silliest way.
How have we known each other for months now and none of us came out until now? I mean, all the pieces together may make sense, right?
Up.
Yeah.
Didn't like. You're not like orchestrating some sort of halfway house for the formerly immoral. Did you reach out to us on purpose?
No.
Scrap.
I didn't, unfortunately. I think maybe the Patchwork just picks up lost souls.
Like that thing Azhaam was saying earlier, there's no such thing as coincidences. Or was it there is
No, there's
no such thing?
no. Everything happens for a reason, even if it's a reason you cannot ascertain. Cause and effect,
Right. Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
Well, Quinn brought drinks to Playground. The drinks that I brought him the time we first met. The ones that I risked my life to get. I thought that they were for the ball that I was invited to.
But instead it's for a thanks for reducing your strength of our competition party.
Apparently.
Woof.
I'll tell you what, Scrap. If we don't die here on this planet, I will do anything for you to get me to that ball in time.
I mean, we literally can't die down there. So,
Sure.
wait, do we know that?
You don't know
Wait,
that yet.
we don't know
that.
Retcon.
You didn't hear anything.
Because we're awesome. That's why we're not gonna die down there.
Cut that.
We're not gonna die down there because we're cool as hell. And clearly, we're a bunch of fucking killers, so nobody's gonna mess with us.
I don't want to be a killer.
Well, now you're the odd one out, Ig, so...
I mean, technically speaking, by helping Playground, you kind of sponsored. Well, you sponsored a killing party, so.
Yeah, but
No.
she's not gonna take credit for my murders.
So,
Theriac.
yeah, go through it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. That's why I was just trying to.
I'm just having thoughts of a thing I need to tell Skye later.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. I think at this point, Ig is gonna let those who are still playing Wynut kind of keep playing, and will kind of back away, and maybe find Scrap if Scrap's not totally in the mix. I know we're kind of all together now, but I'm just gonna kind of hang back and then maybe find Scrap later or something.
Technically speaking, we can all hear each other.
We're all
you can speak at a volume that is avoidable.
But I'm gonna step away from the crowd and then like kind of wait for there to be
Scrap
some
is
lull.
pretty like for the rest of the journey is like sat in a corner with like kind of some randomized tools splayed out, and his arm has been like removed, and they're like working on it because they like briefly they've replaced their robot arm, so they're just like fiddling with it as it's still attached to them, just to make sure that it's all grand. But very quiet, weirdly so for Scrap.
You go.
I think Theriac is just kind of sitting next to Skye, like taking over the controls of the YNET game.
What's that button do?
This?
Yeah.
So technically, if I wanted to, I would be able to start called a surprise war. So this person and I in the game are like in an alliance right now, but there is an option to like commit a surprise war and like get the jump on them.
Can we do that?
No,
Sure.
you're not committing war with me again.
Why not?
I did it.
That's not how war works, Azhaam.
I'm sorry.
We just made peace.
I said I'm sorry, so is that okay?
To do the surprise war?
Yeah.
You guys don't know the definition of surprise, do you?
I said I'm sorry.
Are you good, Doc?
There's something else I didn't tell you about the AI.
You know, I'm just gonna let the computer decide my turns for me. Please don't eradicate me. I'm just gonna go to the other side of this gigantic tunnel thing.
Would be appreciated. I think that program, after it had executed the board, it referred to me as Mr. Wild?
Like your co-worker?
Right. But you discussing the void, I'm not certain, but I have a fear that indicates that would make me Wild Times. Do you understand?
Like you think the AI was trying to recruit you into the void? I mean, that would make sense, because...
Does it? This AI seemed very intent on just following the order...
The orders of who, Doc?
Of my orders, of what I originally wanted for the system.
Uh-huh.
For Wild Times.
And your co-founder is?
Alive.
And?
And what?
What's his name, Doc?
Mr. Wild.
Did he have anything to do with implementing the AI into the park?
Did he?
Not necessarily, really. He's a very hands-off founder. Is definitely part of the Void, but, like, probably wasn't involved with implementing it. That was probably more Lynn's idea.
And his name is Jack Wild, right?
No, Jack was someone else. Jack is
a different guy.
Jack is a different guy. Just Mr. Wild.
Just Mr. Wild.
But Wild definitely named after the before it was Wild Times. Yeah.
Oh, I am a colossal clod.
You're really not. You're still the smartest person I've ever met, Doc.
Mr. Wild, as in the wild, as in the wilderness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your time. You feeling okay, Doc?
I allowed a rogue AI programmed by a multi-planet criminal organization not only access to the project I've been working at for years, but also endangered the lives of one of my crewmates.
Threatened the life. It's a little different.
You fell, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Right. That
I'm really
still
glad it's
could
on
have
fire.
happened.
Oh yeah, I guess there is a murder attempt in there as well.
Sorry, am I supposed to be back? I heard my name.
No, thank the cultivator.
Yeah, I'll just go back.
Azhaam. You are just a good. You're just a good.
Doc, it's okay. Everybody has those days.
Everybody has those days where they allow.
Everybody makes mistakes.
A corrupt. Business owner. I don't even.
Doc, didn't you once tell me that Wild Times was the result of a lot of failures?
Yes, I did. But also, like, I don't want it to continue to do those.
So, do you remember when we had that Which, by the way, I realized, oh my god, that's kind of a jerk move to give me that whole spiel about keeping secrets and being honest with each other, and then you, like, lied in my face, like, what, 2 days after? Oh my god. Anyway, I remember in that conversation, I got a little grumbly with you, and I was like, pat yourself on the back for Wild Times. It's 'cause I feel like a little gratitude might have prevented this whole situation. Like, yeah, Wild Times wasn't what you thought it would be, but I don't know, maybe you could have taken the board member out for a nice dinner or something, or you created something incredible, something amazing, colossal in my eyes because of a bunch of failures. And yeah, it wasn't perfect. You're not perfect, Doc. I would have killed for a chance at some failures like that. I did. I'm sorry it wasn't what you wanted it to be, but I feel like you must have gotten close, right? You want a chip?
Not right now, thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I don't know. It all seems just like a failure of not like in the sense of like when I discussed failures leading to wild times, I meant like, you know, like a series of failures that led to opportunities, you know, versus like the failures that I am trying to reconcile with, like, continually threaten the lives of other people. Like I'm not sure that close enough really encapsulates, like, that's not something that's okay for me.
Okay, then what would be good enough?
I don't, like... Clearly, burning it all down to the ground was a terrible idea. Right now, we're about to go down into the depths with a bunch of other people who want me to be the CEO of a successful park. And I'm just so flabbergasted as to what I should be doing.
That seems normal. I haven't seen any CEO classes bouncing around. I think you're doing a pretty rad job.
I disagree. Is that fair to say? That maybe murder isn't okay?
Well, yeah. But I mean, like, I'm a hypocrite for telling you not to beat yourself up about it, but I don't know if beating yourself up is the best method. What do you think you should do?
I think it's safe to say that sorry's not going to cut it. This isn't a situation where, you know, a formal apology is going to be enough. Like, I don't know.
Do you think you can forgive yourself?
Have you?
I'm trying. It's really hard when I know there's a lot of people I left in my wake who would never forgive me. But I think that if I had forgiven some things about me to begin with, maybe none of this would ever happen. Maybe if I had shown gratitude for what little I could have shown gratitude for, maybe I wouldn't have been so angry all the time, easy to manipulate. I don't think there's really anything you could do, Doc, and I know how much that sucks. I really do. But I think all you can do is try to figure out how to forgive yourself so that you just won't do it again. Do you forgive me?
For what?
Everything I did?
I mean, you didn't do it to me. That's not my jurisdiction.
I don't know. Somebody told me once that if you forgive yourself, it becomes easier to forgive other people. So it's like, I'll forgive you. And boom, that was easy. So how hard could it be for me, you know?
Right.
I'm serious about that wet willy.
I
Do you have ears? Like, ears is the only option for me.
I'm not sure that you want to discover that.
No, certainly not after that wording. Oh my god. What would be the equivalent of a wet willy?
You
Do
can
you know what a wet willy is?
I am familiar with the concept of a wet
Yeah.
William. You can pluck one of my pet, like a strand of petals.
Is that gonna hurt?
Really?
You'll just look kind of dopey for a while?
I mean, it's like if you like.
Shaved your head.
Yeah, it's like pulling a hair. You know, it's like but it's not like. Sure, that's reasonable.
Okay.
On the other side of the elevator, Scrap catches eyes with Aig and then kind of swishes head to call her over, and then does the same to Azhaam, and then like a little like to have them both go over to him.
I walks over. Is he? Are they still working on their arm?
Yeah,
On the table, like as we approach.
It's on
him?
the floor. They like have it on.
On the floor.
On the floor,
Okay.
there is these like big thick wires that still go inside of their shoulder. As they work on it, they seem to be like making sure that it can still move and just adding some functionality since he didn't have a whole lot of time in Neutrino Downs to fix it up. This is also a new arm. It's like
Right.
like a cast bronze and looks a bit more like steampunky than the last one, which was very much like scrap metal. So, it wasn't said in so many words, so this might just be a theory that I have. Quinn hired Skye, right? Quinn's the one who called her on the first job.
Through an intermediary, I guess. Quinn called Playground, Playground called Skye.
Right, I assume. I assume that's the way of it.
Forgive me, if I may. Quinn doesn't seem like a kind of sensible person to get their hands dirty. He seems more like one of those scared little coward people that like ticking off numbers on suit, like while wearing a suit. So, doesn't seem like I can call her assassin directly.
Do you think
was
so, Azhaam?
Was the one delivering the...
I'm sorry, hold on. Azhaam, do you think that describes Quinn?
You told us about how you just wanted to go up, right, to the upper deck spy. And then you realized what the cost was. So some people bury that so deep in their mind, they don't... It's like other people don't matter. They stop existing for them unless they can use them for some purpose. Right? And I feel like... some people manipulate because they're good at manipulating. Other people manipulate because they're desperate. But there is a special few that manipulate because they don't know how to do anything else. Why are you asking me this?
I don't think I've realized it before, but I wanted Quinn so badly to be my friend. I didn't realize that I was scared of him. You know. So it's shocking to hear someone describe him as weak. We're, you know, so I just never, the thought never occurred to me. It was shocking to hear.
Quinn takes out powerlessness, the powerlessness he feels, out on the people under him, because that's the only way he can display his own power. The fact that he makes you feel fearful is because he himself is fearful. Or at least, look, I don't know the man, but I've met plenty like him. I mean, scrap, you know, the kind. People who... not everyone who hires a void is strong.
If Quinn did, in turn, hire Playground and then hire Skye, Quinn spoke to Skye on my phone. Do you think he could have recognized her, or do you think she's in... well, I would say, do you think she's in danger? But he's clearly coming here because they called Bury Mining the second I showed up to this elevator. So...
we don't know if he'd come personally. Scrap, you were saying something about something Quinn did.
Well, it just seems like, or is, I was just confirming a theory that I had. The fact that it was Quinn that, inadvertently or no, hired Skye. Which means that, you know, the reason why Quinn is where he is because he got the executives of CERT Energy executed and then managed to head the merger, which means that he is one of the most powerful people in business.
be. Not yet. Merger hasn't gone through. Not till the ball happens. That's not finalized.
And
Right? We can... I mean...
Someone pays Quinn's bills, which means if a merger didn't go through for any reason, Quinn's head is on the chopping block, and I think he'd know that.
It ought to be. Maybe the merger oughtn't go through.
I think on the news cycle before we left, the finalization was happening of the merger. I think
2 months ago.
I think the ball is to...
I don't understand. I mean... Wait. We could do something different. They could do something better than this. If they have everything that they have, and the people that they have, and the resources that they have. I thought the Void was just doing petty crime. I didn't realize they were assassinating whole groups of CEOs. If they could do that, then why are they doing it for the benefit of one other company? Why not take them both down and... If they have all that power, they could do something better. And it's... I don't know, it's just so maddening. Because none of us have any fucking thing. And they have control over so many people, apparently. And they just... What? Kill a bunch of people to do a merger? I'm sorry, Scrap.
There's nothing to be sorry for. If anything, I'm sorry. Or I am gonna be. I just wanted to get confirmation that we know that Skye's in this situation because of Quinn. Because if I ever meet him, I'm probably gonna beat him to death.
And I want Ike to finagle with Scrap's arm and kind of speed along the process. If I can make a computer's check to, like, speed up whatever
fixings,
repairs that they're trying to do.
Yeah.
25.
It's less of like speeding along the checks that you do, but you reading the thread, because it's just like a simple like maintenance check, making sure everything's connected, and you, upon reading the threads, like slightly move some stuff around, but ultimately just can immediately tell that it is fully functional by like, and you like move one of two pieces of code around just so there will be no errors, and it fully fixes and works.
And I want like Verpal to like hop up on my shoulder, and like extend their snoot while like I just kind of reach forward and touch their arm as like whatever reading they are goes and like blinks green, like I don't want to be like, I just want to help and to know like that they know that I'm trying to help. Crap.
If I ever see Quinn again, I won't get anywhere near our Skye. I think you're right. I think he had something to do with this. And he's done a lot more. Probably. But like I said, we're not doing anything alone anymore. We're not doing those things. We're not taking solo actions. We're working together. We don't have to be like Quinn. We don't have to be like Void. We don't have to be like that. We don't have to do that.
I shall wait.
Scrap like fixes the arm back and some screws tighten and his mechanical arm begins moving again. I believe that everyone, in their own weird little way, everyone is alone all the time. But I do want to be alone together. But
During this time...
Go on.
Sorry.
No, you go, done, you go.
During this time, Azhaam actually left and returned after this conversation, but hearing the tail end of it. I feel like right now we need each other more than ever. And on that note, Theriac is crying and saying I'm a good person over and over, so you might want to go help them out.
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go take care of your damn garlic.
Okay. And she just like two hands in very two like differently heighted places, squeezing on the arms of both Azhaam and Scrap. And we'll go over to wherever Dr. Theriac is. Where is Dr. Theriac?
Dr. Theriac is right next to Skye, freaking playing Wynette and crying.
Games.
How'd you do that one move? Where you like went to the left there?
Just went left. I did. I circumnavigated the planet, so it just like, it like went all the way around.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Azhaam wouldn't mind, right?
I don't know.
And it's just Azhaam and Scrap alone in the corner.
You know, I really wish that button of yours was still working.
Which button?
You know, the one that would call out to my people. I could use some advice right now.
What type of advice? Is there anything I can help with?
Magnolia Cole is a mass murderer. An evil policewoman. A manipulator. And I have no idea what my people would want to do with her. I don't know what's right now. I just know what I feel, and I like to think I have a strong sense of what I think is right. And right now I have no idea.
I can't speak to any of your people. I've not really had that level of stuff taken away from me. But if I were you, I would finally invest in a gun.
Scrap. Look, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. This Skye needed a rifle more, you know what I mean?
Can't have you taking shit from the armory over and over again. We only have a certain amount of guns. I don't know where you keep putting them, buddy.
Just because I am versatile does not mean that... I don't know what the end of the sentence was. No idea.
People always say you don't bring a knife to a gunfight, and you don't bring anything to a gunfight. You just kind of turn up to a gunfight and hope that someone will drop a gun, Azhaam.
Look, I got through that entire mess, you know, in Neutrino Downs with nothing but a piece of piano wire. I feel like I can manage.
I have genuinely no idea. I tell you, I've taken a lot of lives in my time, and I don't know anyone that's just turned up and able to walk away. It's genuinely impressive.
We're resourceful where I'm from. That, and I do have, and like, there's the diffusion of heat into the air that causes the image around Azhaam's fingers to go wavy, like it would, you know, when you're walking down concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah, that helps. So. You know, if you have any tortured secrets, we're more than happy to. Other than, you know, your child, and the fact that you are void, and your relationship with Skye. I feel like I really do know a lot about you, Confronting.
Yeah.
You don't hold anything back, do you?
No, I see it as a positive. I think books are meant to be read.
And you're an open book.
To most.
You know, I gotta tell you, trade is my fourth language, and you have a mastery of it sometimes. Wordplay is astounding. You need a wrench? And I think quietly just offers to continue helping.
And then you both fix up Scrap's arm a little. I gave you a real hard time when we first met. I know that we butted heads more than once or twice. Just, I don't know how you're feeling, but I know earlier you said that we should all leave, because otherwise this Cole woman is gonna threaten us. But I'm not gonna leave you. I know it's gonna feel weird, but family doesn't leave. We can get mad at each other as much as we want, and we can scream at each other, as I have done to you, but family doesn't leave. I ain't leaving you. If she intends to kill us, then she could definitely give it a go.
Once I saw my parents fighting, and I asked them why, well, not them, because they were angry, and I was like, I asked the other one why they were fighting, and I'll never forget what my mum said, that the reason why parents fight, because they care so much about their family that everything becomes life and death to them. They fight because they care. I hate to admit it, Scrap, but I do think you and I might be the accidental parents of this group. So when we butt heads, I like to think it's because we care. I would caution you, though, I do have an advantage in the head-butting department.
Yeah, I got half a metal faceplate, so a lot of this is titanium, so I will also warn you against that. But
how did it happen?
You know my kid?
Yeah.
I've never been a successful man. And for a very, very long time, my job was to fail. And it was that. I failed over and over and over again, and I was lucky enough to have a partner, someone who I would hope loved me very much, and I failed her again and again. I just kept picking up shitty jobs, and then we had a child, and I failed them. I could never really hold a job. We lived in this shitty, awful apartment in the lower decks, constantly leaking. Everything was mold-ridden. And one day I just got sick of failing. An old friend of mine, we grew up together, and he was the most snot-nosed piece of shit you could ever imagine. But he was living incredibly well. I found out that he changed his name and he joined the Void. So I joined too. I had no name for a while. I abandoned my old one. One day, beat someone to death in a scrapyard. And I took it, and I took the name, and a few years later, after living really well, I was loaded. My partner at the time found out, and she left. She walked away, her and the kid. They said they'd rather be poor with morals than rich with none. I was no better than an upper decker to them. And a few years after that, my kid joined the lawmen.
Shit.
And to prove himself, drove to the scrapyard and set me on fire.
Fuck.
About 2 years after that, I met Skye. I built the Patchwork to get out. I just couldn't be down there anymore. So even when I wasn't failing, still was able to fail pretty hard. That's all I've really ever done.
You're looking at a man who failed an entire planet, Scrap. I think you once intimated to me that sometimes failure just happens. And maybe it's not entirely about you.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe. You know what I realized? There's no bloody timer in this thing. How are we supposed to know when we're close?
I don't know. The rock that we are moving down is exactly the same. It's just like a solid wallpaper. Maybe we can ask the fucking hologram.
I'm telling you right now, I don't like it.
This city?
Yeah, I don't need to see it. I don't like it.
No, I feel like building a city near the core of a planet is shit that supervillains do. And I'm surprised they didn't get that as they were building it.
Maybe they did.
Maybe they did.
I mean, maybe this, I like scrub the table to reveal a logo. Freya Corp is a fucking supervillain corp. I mean, makes sense. Every fucking other corp has been a supervillain corp.
I think by nature of being a corporation, you are a supervillain.
So it would make sense, yeah.
It would make sense. Well, we're just gonna have to make sure that everyone gets out of this.
One would hope. You know what else I just realized? When you're going down a gigantic elevator at however slow kilometers per hour for however long, there's no natural way to end a conversation.
No. I have a question. Are you hungry? It's been 2, maybe 3 hours. I'm not hungry at all.
The answer I've got for you is the same. I'm not hungry, but back when I was, leading a rebellion. I got shot in the gut at least twice, and the nerve there that tells you when you're hungry, completely severed.
Wow.
You never know when I'm hungry.
I didn't know that was in your gut.
It isn't for. It isn't. I have no idea if it is for you. It is for us.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Cultivator. That's rough.
I just eat when I feel like it.
Oh,
I like food.
yeah, it's a good way to be. Skye, you have your hand raised.
While I'm munching and playing Ynet with a crying Theriac and I did just want to look over to the other clique of Estrid, Flair, and Keelan and perhaps gauge some emotions. They've been awfully quiet.
They haven't been. They've been off, just like kind of doing their own thing. You see Flair flicking through like a hollow program of what looks like movies. You see Estrid is like just reading a book idly, and Keelan is kind of looking out the window at this like rocky face that passes, and is attempting to like look down to see if there's an end to it. Sitting next to Flair, that is.
They hate me now. Yeah, they all hate me now.
What?
They hate me now.
Who?
They don't.
Those three.
Why would those three hate you?
What gives you that impression?
Well,
For what reason?
well, I showed them a 4-minute, 21-second slideshow, just being like, "Hey, you know," and now they're over there acting
Existing?
nonchalant. I'm.
Okay, hold on. We did just drop a lot of heavy information on them.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
I'm sorry. Will you just hold, please? And Ig walks over to Flair.
Ig, what are you doing?
And-
Ig, no.
No,
Ig.
you can't stop this. Ig walks over to Flair and pulls Flair over to the side and is like, I'm sorry. Did Skye not just pour her ever-loving heart out? Spill every detail of her backstory?
I can change my mind. Kill me. Kill me right now.
What?
Forget the
I
wet
don't-
willy thing. Kill me.
I didn't want to kill you.
And you just, no, I'm sorry, no reaction? That girl just said all her deepest, darkest secrets to all of us. You watched?
Yeah, but it was like to. I thought it was more like a private thing.
To everyone in the room. You were witness to it. You saw.
Bad boyfriend.
I'm sorry. Did you want me to be your fan in this whole thing? Because if so...
Yeah, that sucks. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know what to.
Acknowledge it in some way to her.
Can I just say, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I going is the funniest shit I've ever heard.
I love Sassy Ig.
This episode, I've been trying not to laugh out loud at least 18
I
times.
know, me too. You like her, clearly.
Oh.
I've been vouching for you, and also I've been vouching for you to your grumpy whatever his name is.
That's fine.
But I'm sorry. The person I liked spilled their guts. I wouldn't be sitting in silence, not saying a word to him. So, while I go over and talk to Theriac, you, please, just go and say anything to her. Anything at all.
Flair sheepishly walks over to Skye.
And I will walk over to Theriac.
Do you need a pass, girl?
I do need to go watch Gossip Girl super bad, like crazy, dude. So, I just
He
say,
just walks over to Flair. Walks over to Skye.
Dude,
I
need
have to pee.
I need to piss really bad, so I'm gonna go.
I gotta go fry some chicken.
It's
I'll be right
actually
back.
so funny.
I gotta pee. Sorry. Yeah, vamp amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a second.
Cool. Thanks.
So Flair sits down next to Skye. Skye's on the floor, I assume.
Sure. Are there seats in here?
Yeah, there are seats. I think
Floor
Flair,
sounds good.
I think Flair attempts to. Actually, will sit down, but it's like a bit of a hassle with the cane. It kind of flumps down.
So are you gonna turn me in?
Well, you know, if I knew that I was stealing a crystal from, you know, the Void's most very special child, I probably would have thought about it a bit more.
Yeah, I bet you regretted that, didn't you?
No. It's pretty cool, though.
I like to frame it like it was. It makes it easier.
Yeah.
Keelan, has he said anything?
No. He's just... you know... I think trying to think of a plan to get out of here as soon as we hit the ground.
Do you think of me differently?
Do you think of me differently now you know I'm just a serial number?
Do you have a slideshow?
Nah. Maybe if I find out who I was before. Maybe. You can help me make it.
Could practice drawing until then.
No, I like it. I liked your little doodles. And you also did stand-up when we were at here.
I'm multifaceted.
Yeah.
being creative something you like doing?
I guess it is. Yeah.
I got some drawings. Gets like they have like a small like satchel bag that you don't really see them carrying around with. They just kind of throw it into the truck, and they had it on the patchwork. They grab it, and in there is like some like change of clothes, and they pull out this folder. It's like small binder that has a bunch of these like very intricate looking designs for things. Some of them a bit like mismatched. You can't really tell where the ideas are like connected or if they're even designed the same thing. I have to go into Wild Times a bit before that, really. I started getting really into. I think I've talked to Theriac about this before. I got really into this like solar punk type movement. It's stupid, but it's all about kind of like using technology, you know, and nature, like using technology to understand nature better. I thought that was really cool. And I guess it kind of helps that, like, I don't know, I kind of get technology like that. You know, with the skateboard design that I gave you, which is a good job, by the way. I saw that you installed that. Yeah, I and like also my boots, I can't really use them anymore, but that like light streak, I thought that was really cool, and how it's like not invasive technology. It doesn't take anything away. It kind of adds to nature. I thought that was neat. It's a thing which I thought was cool. And again, I kind of get tech. You know, I just kind of understand how it works. I know it kind of. I know that the whistle is kind of stupid, but that's kind of how I hear it. Everything sings. You know? I kind of like helping that chorus. It's cool. Yeah, I got these designs of things. This one measures water and like the pH levels of it to see, you know, if it would, you know, if it's like dangerous for certain plants. And this one you can actually attach to plants and it reads its mood. I actually haven't built any of these, but I think they'll work. I want to talk to Theriac about it more because I think it's a thing that we could definitely install in Wild Times to be really cool. I don't know, it's cool, it's nice, you know. Windmills and solar panels and all that jazz.
We could bring the dock over here. They're like 2 feet away.
Yeah, I'll speak to them later. Your drawing's cool though.
Your drawings are cool too. I'm sorry, Flare. I'm really gonna try to be less of an asshole to you.
No. Stardust, you're fine. Truly.
I think it's like a defense mechanism. Like, I'm trying to be an asshole to you on purpose so that I'm not an asshole to you by accident. Does that make sense?
No. That's okay.
If I'm gonna hurt you, I think it's like I would rather seem like that's what I wanted to do all along, as opposed to hurting you by accident.
Well,
mysterious and edgy. Kind of dig it.
I'm working on both those things. Has Estrid said anything to you?
About you?
Like in general?
Yeah, Estrid's great. We talked a bunch at the Neutrino Downs party.
About what?
You know, just things. She asked if she could join the crew. I said I don't know. We talked about what her deal was. She likes you. She brought you up a bunch. It was annoying.
What kind of things did she ask about me?
What your deal was? Kind of wanted to know how we got to know each other. Wondered how far we'd been traveling and all that. Told her a little bit.
Why don't you go show the doc your designs?
Okay. All right. Kind of readies the cane to like pull them up. Oh, fuck. And then uses you as like a big crutch as they like pull themselves up.
I help them up. And then I do the Pride and Prejudice hand thing.
Alright. Speak to you later, Stardust. And then begins to walk over to Theriac and then pivots away to go speak to Keelan and continues to like flick through the like movie selection before picking one. Estrid is in the corner reading.
Actually, I was gonna say if they're going on Keelan, I'm gonna get the gang, the OG gang, back together.
OG gang.
Guys,
OG gang.
dudes. OG gang, dude. So, Estrid, when we were hanging out with the Baron, was like really into the idea of joining the Void.
Who's the OG gang, by the way? Is Scrap here?
Scrap could be here, yeah.
Oh, piss. That's no good.
Like OG Patchwork Crew.
OG
What
Patchwork.
is
Okay.
OG mean? Exactly.
Original gangster.
Original gangsters.
Wouldn't that just okay? I'm not gonna.
So original Patchwork Crew. Okay.
The OPs.
You know, Azhaam openly asks that because he's new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just like, I'm not saying that we should not trust her. Just keep an eye on her.
Can I be honest?
I would certainly hope so. After today, yeah, I'd be pretty grumpy if anybody was not honest after this point.
It's a bad time to tell you. I have a secret. No, I'm kidding. I don't trust Estrid at all. I haven't since we met her.
I just don't know anything about them.
I don't know.
Okay,
She
Theriac.
seems like a good kid.
Based on what? Wait, Azhaam, what are your feelings? If you don't trust her, we should hear you out as to why.
Estrid is like, what's the trait thing? It's like dirt that can swallow you.
Quicksand?
Yeah.
A
that
magnet?
one.
Oh,
Huh?
never mind.
No, what? What did you say?
I said a
He
magnet.
said a magnet.
A magnet?
Interesting that you'd go to
A
that. I was
dirt that
talking
can
about-
swallow you. Dude, that's what it is.
Yeah, you get all those
It's
little
just
balls.
particles of dirt that can suck you up.
Just take quicksand.
But quicksand is a better answer. Good.
Good try, Ag.
The more you try to hold tight, the more Estrid has designed her personality to slip through your fingers.
Okay, but I don't want to treat her like that.
All I'm saying is that Estrid's motives are purposefully hidden. How do I say this? Are you interested in, do you find kinship with Estrid?
Yeah, the second teenager I've met, of course I have a crush on them, Azhaam.
I cannot tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I am being sarcastic, Azhaam. No, I see myself in her.
That's what I'm saying. I think she's a good kid. She just has had a rough go of it so far.
Okay. Can't both be true? Can't we assume the best about Estrid? And assume that Estrid is going to do right, but be prepared for the worst? Is that
I have no intention of treating Estrid like a villain.
I know. I'm just. I'm looking for. A balanced
I understand.
option.
Let's just do what I suggested earlier and just not do anything alone. And that includes you being alone with Estrid.
There's a kind of soberly look about the way Skye just said that and like pointed that out particularly.
Okay. Of course.
Is everyone clear with that?
That sounds perfectly acceptable to me. I don't see. We have only recently met this person. I think it's hard to make a hard judgment value right after such an intense, battle.
Encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So I think let's hold judgment for now.
There is one time I might need to be alone.
When might that be?
If I can talk to him, if I can figure out what happened to Maliz,
No, Azhaam. Look. I want you to find that out. I just don't want you to be alone. Not alone. We could be hidden, we could be nearby.
nearby, maybe.
Nearby.
But we'll cross that bridge once we burn it, right? That's the phrase.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Burning bridges is like a whole other thing, but we might do that too.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at my idioms. I have a book for it.
Sure.
Theriac, you do seem like
Alright.
you're about to experience a whole mental breakdown.
Oh, that time has passed.
You realize why it sounds worse, right?
No, it's bad. It's not great.
Is there anything we can do to help?
Frankly, I don't think so. I think it's just a me gotta figure it out sort of thing.
Do you want to scream?
No,
We're in the elevator.
I find that deeply upsetting.
Well,
But I appreciate that.
what do you do to feel better?
It's a great question. I don't
For-
know.
Theriac, have you never learned a single coping mechanism in your life? Oh, no.
Science?
Have you ever punched something?
God, no.
They threw something out a window.
Yeah, you did push somebody
I
out a
did-
window.
I did.
Is that too soon for a joke? I feel pretty bad about
No,
that. As soon as it
no.
left
No,
my
that
mouth.
was just a correct statement.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, go back to that moment. Did that make you feel good?
That didn't really make. That kind of just emboldened that emotion in a unhealthy way.
Have you ever tried, like, standing in a puddle of water?
Standing in a puddle of water.
As people are making these random suggestions, I would like I to like kind of slip through the crowd and reach a hand through and grab Theriac's root hand and grip it and see if that affects their answer. Not saying anything.
I think the reactor initially like tenses up, but then recognizes whose hand it is, and kind of rescinds their statement and says, "Actually, sometimes I do talk to others. What's happening when I can."
Good, because my next suggestion was going to be worse.
What?
I once knew a friend who liked to rearrange furniture.
Oh, God. What did... Well... I'm not against that, I suppose. But... and then I think Theriac squeezes Ike's hand a little bit. I think I just need to get better at what I know how to do.
Ike will sort of walk away, still holding Theriac's hand and hoping that they follow. Like just to another corner of this gigantic elevator room. Matt, how close to finished are we?
I was gonna ask if people wanted to wanted to
like
have
fairly
like
close?
any closing out of scenes, then they
Because
absolutely
I would
can.
like, because I think it would be funny, but I just want
You want to
just
do you
sit
want to finish
Theriac
it
down.
right now?
And I want Ike to be like, it's okay. Are you okay?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
Dr. Theriac, you know that no matter what, I still understand you, and I understand why you did so many of the things you did. And I believe that you're gonna do better and that we're gonna do better together. I believe that so much.
And I'm so glad I know you. And I love you too.
And I'd like to.
What?
That we end that there because Theriac probably doesn't remember saying it. And I think
What?
that would be really funny.
Shit.
What do you mean? Wait. Huh?
That's my
That's your pitch for the end?
that's my pitch for my end with Theriac.
Yeah, I think that's a great end of just being like, what?
Not necessarily an end to the episode, but that scene.
Yeah, of that scene.
Well, as you say that, and even though you're in this small, tiny elevator, it feels like you are the only people in the world. And there's a small Papa. And then the hologram in the center of the room appears again of this annoyingly beautiful woman. We're approaching the city now. It's not long yet. Thank you all so much for riding with us. I'm so excited for you. Welcome, all of you, to your new career. Welcome to your new chance. Welcome to your new family. Welcome to your new life. Welcome to your new forever. Welcome, all of you, to New Moors. And as the elevator passes through this last layer of rock, you see before you the city. In a cavern cut out almost in a perfect sphere, holds the city in this perfect 360-degree angle all around it. Your eyes are blinded ever so slightly, and your minds has to adjust at the same time, since you all see a sun bright in the center, held up in the middle of this sphere, shining down upon you, making it look like you're in full daylight. These Edwardian structures stretch on and then curve up to the ceiling and then fall all the way back down, meeting you in a perfect circle. And as your eyes adjust and you look at this sun, you see that the sun in the center of it is the second crystal, held up, floating on its own. The elevator stops, and someone behind this glass front looks at you all. Very, very well dressed, smart, beautiful woman awaiting you. Azhaam?
They're not gonna let us leave, are they? You all look... You okay?
I'm more worried that by the time it's time to go, we'll still want to.
We will. We're not staying here.
Are you guys hungry?
No.
No?
Nope.
No.
I'm never hungry.
I'm always hungry.
We were in the elevator for how long?
8 hours.
Huh. This is unusual. Is anyone open to some blood tests?
Right now?
Maybe we ought to conserve.
and the doors to this elevator slowly, and the woman who greets you on the other side. Hello, my name is Aphrodite, and welcome to New Moors. And that is where we'll end the session.
Wow.
Jeff is gonna have a fucking
Jeff is gonna
Tuesday.
fucking eat this arc up.
Depth
Yeah,
is
if we need a guest, I feel
already-
like we know exactly. Who it is.
yeah,
This is
absolutely.
already
The Greek
having
mythology
a
whore.
it- just in the background. Wow.
Thank you, everyone,
Holy shit.
for
Oh my
joining
God.
us on this. What a nice little emotional, weirdly romantic session. Little weirdly romantic session. I appreciate you all so much. Do we want to do some really quick goodbyes?
What the
Awesome
fuck?
goodbyes.
My name's Andre. Bye.
Bam! Done.
Hello.
Next.
I'm Dylan. Goodbye. You know what this is like? It's like when the Sanderson sisters are and the sun's coming up on All Hallows Eve. Like, bye. Yeah, that's what it's like.
Momo?
Momo _ O'Brien. Goodbye.
Nordin.
My name is Nordine Ligadir. Thank you, and good night.
And my name is Matthew.
So
Upwell,
classy.
Captain Krill and all
Radio
things.
DJ.
And I hope the next time we fly through the Atomless Sea, I hope you are all there to fly with us.
Fuck that.